Hello everyone, this is my review of set 75396, Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. This set has 558 pieces and retails for $80. I mean, that is ridiculous to me, but I was fortunate to get this, and I pretty much bought this for the review, and just because I'm a completionist, I need it for the collection, so, I mean, it's a decent set, just for that price, I'm not sure. Inside, we will have a couple of rods, and we will have our two instruction manuals, one for Sarlacc Pit and one for the Desert Skiff. And, sorry guys, forgot about that. And we also have 6 numbered bags, I'm assuming 3 for each, or maybe 4 and 5, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into our exclusive minifigure, 9 Our first minifigure is the exclusive one, and one of my favorites of this year, 9 I think he's just incredible. Like, all the sculpting on him was great. Let's get to the boring part, though. He has the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars plaque, and of course he can connect up to the other 25th anniversary minifigures, but of course that is the boring part, using that. And let's get into the incredibleness of him. He has all exclusive pieces, exclusive leg printing there for some straps, and he has exclusive jacket, which of course you can use this now to make a custom Rebel friend. That's pretty cool. And he has red arms, and of course exclusive print, and of course exclusive face mold. And I think it's just incredible. I don't think it's dual molded. It might be. No, you can't tell from that. No, from the scars on it and things on it, I don't think it's dual molded. It might be, but I doubt it. But even if it's not, it still looks amazing. And just all the flaps on him, on his face, like right there, and his nose, his eyes, and his hat. They made a 10 nub in the past, but they used a face print. I do not have that minifigure, unfortunately, but I know where to get one, so I might be getting one in the near future. Who knows? And I think that this minifigure was just spectacular, and really nothing LEGO could have done to improve this one. The rest of the minifigures in this set, ooh, we got some talking to do. Our second minifigure up is Luke Skywalker. Now, this is him in his Episode 6 robes, so he has the gray outfit there with his, robes. Of course, he has the green lightsaber, and this is the second time this hairpiece is being used. It was actually used first in the 2023 duel on the Star Final Battle scene. And I have that minifigure over here, and as we can see, he has the exact same hairpiece and exact same face print, because that's the Luke face these days. But yeah, so this is a pretty rare hairpiece, and it is definitely a more expensive one. Like, this set that we're reviewing here is the cheapest one you can actually get it in, so that's kind of weird, but of course it is a better hairpiece. They have not actually updated his hairpiece since 1999, so that's definitely good. So yeah. But anyway, this is a great hairpiece and overall a solid minifigure. But of course, he's probably the best one, other than the next one we're about to look at. Our next minifigure is Lando Calrissian. Now, I think they did a great job on him. This is actually the second version of this figure. I think it's the second, maybe the third. But anyway, he is great. Exclusive leg prints there with some nice robes. And he has a nice torso print. And his face print, we can see, is the classic Lando, which I don't think we've gotten one of these in quite some time. The last one was a Episode 9 Lando from 2019. And he has some nice back prints for some more straps of his armor. And he has his classic mustache. And then he has this exclusive helmet mold, and it is not as good as it was back in the day. 2012 was definitely the best, but I think if you don't have that one, this is a great substitute, and it definitely is still great. He has this staff here with a blade on that and a blade on the top. Our next up is Han Solo. Now, of course, he has just been frozen out of carbonite, and he is wearing just his white shirt. And he has, like, this minifigure is pretty just okay. Like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just okay. And he has the regular Han Solo hairpiece with a new head print, and he has this, like squinty eye face there, and then he has an even squintier face, and, because he's just been frozen out of carbonite, and his vision isn't that great. And this is actually the first time, I think, that we've actually gotten this this printing here with the white shirt with back printing. I'm pretty sure it's the first time with back printing. We might have gotten one before, but if we don't, I don't have it. But I believe this is the first one with back printing. You can correct me if you want, but I believe it is. And he just has regular brown pants because, of course, he does not have any of his accessories there. They were taken off him at Cloud City, I believe. And, of course, he has handcuffs because he's about to be thrown into the Sarlacc pit. Chewbacca here is another bland minifigure, another par for the course minifigure. He has appeared in a lot of sets, not worth that much, and of course, like, just regular leg print. It's great. The mold for him is pretty old at this point, and it's definitely shown, but it's still great all these years later. All the printing's great, and I think that is just really top notch. And of course, he still has handcuffs because he's also about to be thrown into the Sarlacc pit. The last minifigure is definitely the worst minifigure in this set, though. It is Boba Fett, and yeah, I mean, at first glance, he's like, whoa, that's cool. And I bet you all are wondering, why is he the worst? He's got that great arm print, great leg print. Exactly, but this is the Episode 5 version of Boba Fett. He's actually supposed to have a different torso print and different other prints on him for an Episode 6. And LEGO's just been reusing this Boba Fett to save money and not create a new prince, but even if he had the correct prints, he would still not be that great as we've had him before, because there's something he does not have. This. He does not have his little, I don't know what you'd call this, little cape, scarf thingy, and yeah, so I actually have one of these, so I'm actually going to put it on this figure here, and looking at that actually makes him so much better, and like, with the, with his little cape there, like, the flaws of the printing do not look so obvious now, and I think that adding the cape, if you want, I would totally recommend if you pick up this set, which for $80, we'll see if that's worth it. But if you do pick up this set for less than $80, I would definitely use some of those savings to invest in a cape like that. And yeah, let's get onto the set now. Here we have the sail barge. Now, I think this is, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I think this is the best sail barge LEGO's ever made, and you can definitely tell. Looking at it, we can see some supports here. The supports are probably the worst part of it, though, because, I mean, that's really how far they hover. It's not even taller than the Sarlacc pit, so you can't even hover over it. Although there are some places we can put them, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But we do have this big support in the middle, which that definitely makes it just look weirder. Of course, that's probably for stability, and it's stable. You can place minifigures on here and play with ease, but they just look weird, you know? And looking at the back, we have some thrusters here, and there are no thrust on them, and yeah, that looks good. At the back here, we have some tailgates, I guess, or wind, whatever, to help steer. And we have the Ninjago hat, which you can actually place on a minifigure. As we can see, Darth Malak's here going to be sporting some of the greatest drip. Anyway, of course, that is the Ninja hat. And of course, with Ninja, we also have these staffs here. And that's great. And now, over here, we also have another one of these, just opposite. And looking at that, it looks great. Looking at the top, like, I think we have some nice greebling up here, and we have some studs back here, which we could place a pilot like Boba Fett, but of course, he doesn't pilot these things, so we need someone like a weakway guard. Now, this set does not include any, but of course, if you get this set, I would also recommend you buy one of these. They're relatively cheap. I have this one from the 2022 Boba Fett Palace, and, of course, they worked for Jabba, so they're the same guys, so I'm going to personally put one of these on my set. But if you don't have one of these or don't want to spend it, I think like Boba Fett driving it is perfectly acceptable. It's just, you know, Boba Fett's with his jetpack supposed to be really like flying around. But if you want to have Boba Fett flying it, you can. Minifigures can hold on to these little bars right here, and that's nice. Now, looking at it, this part can swing open to simulate the part in Return of the Jedi when Lando has like fallen off the side and he gets pushed out and he's about to fall into the Sarlacc pit. And then Han and Chewie have to come over and save him. And over here, this part, this is the ramp that Luke has to walk out of. You can just push this part out and then it comes out. But this part of the one issue, like, when you have it like this, it just stays. But now, like, it just falls out by its own accord as of gravity. So that's definitely my worst part. But a minifigure like Luke can stand on the end and be perfectly comfortable there, about to jump into his doom. Now, looking at the rest of the ship, we have some like beamish pieces, some rods here that are bendable, and those serve as some curved elements, and those look great. At the front of the ship, we have some nice Technic here to be used to get the curvature and pointy aspect of that. And also at the front, there is plenty of room to place a minifigure, but there's no studs to place a minifigure. That's probably my worst thing about the set, is the lack of space. So we can put minifigures on here. We can put Chewie right here. We can put Boba in the back right here-ish. Yeah, the reason he's not going is because he's jetpack. So you'd really have to like place him up here. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place him up there. And then we can put Han behind him, and then can have Luke on that. And then, of course, Lando can now be over here on the barge. Now, you can place all those minifigures on there, but, of course, it's just really crowded. It just feels a little bit too small. It's great and all, but it just feels too small, you know? Now we take a look at the Sarlacc pit. I think that the Sarlacc pit is probably better than the barge over there, and I think it just has a great elements in this. Like, looking at it, we have some nice curvature for some sand that's like, and there's also sand that's like falling into the Sarlacc pit. And looking at it, it is just great. You can actually place a minifigure inside of the Sarlacc's mouth, but we'll get to that in a second. And on the outside, we have some nice detail and greebling for the sand, like slopage. We have some nice slopage over here. And at the back, we have a play feature, which we'll actually get to in a second. And that greebling is somewhat the same on this side. And yeah, just a bunch of light gray, light brown, and tan elements here for sand. But anyway, looking at it, we can see in the middle, there are a lot of spikes there and like some red elements there. And that helps for its like teeth. Of course, it's not really accurate. Well, it is accurate, it just doesn't really use them. But anyway, as the mouth, we can actually place Boba Fett in there. You just have to remove his gun. And the weirdest part about him, though, is his rangefinder. It doesn't really fit in there, but you can actually just close it up like that. So his rangefinder, after Boba Fett's just been eaten, his rangefinder is just sticking out. I think that's hilarious. Now, of course, you can bend that down and close it, and now he's not sitting out. But of course, like that's not any Mandalorian. No Mandalorian has a rangefinder like that. So, of course, it's just like that. So you can, of course, just put it like that, and then Boba Fett's just strapped in there. I think that is a great play feature, and kids are going to love that, to be able to just trap Boba Fett inside and have him be eaten by the Sarlacc pit, and then come back out for Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett 2022. And anyway, of course, these are like some dome pieces here for his mouth, the Sarlacc. And he also has another play feature. These knobs in the back, we can actually move these, and those are for the tentacles to move. And of course, you could just move them like that, and like it'd be just all together. And yeah, I think it's a great play feature, and kids are gonna love to just have like they're gonna love to have their sail barge up above and then their Sarlacc down below. Now, the one part though is like, look, when we set them side by side each other, that's not even higher than that's not even high enough. So, of course, the already filled in. But anyway, there is something I found. There's these studs right here. You can actually place this on that, but on the end here, you'll see that only one of these studs for this get on. Now, I have found that it is actually pretty stable, and it does not really fall off. It's just still pretty low, but that is probably, without buying any more bricks, I think that's the best option that you have, really, to get it above the Sarlacc pit and ready to kill off a character like Luke Skywalker. Overall, as a whole, I think this is a great set. The minifigures, well, most of the minifigures are there. Boba Fett, the Boba Fett, like, is really nitpicky, but really, the torso print is not accurate. The rest of the minifigures are like, yeah, okay. And then, of course, that 9 Num, though. 9 Num is definitely one of the best reasons, and will definitely draw a bunch of people in to buy the set. And I think that is just great. And yeah, so I think this is a great set. And, of course, kids are going to love this set. It's just really fun. But the one factor that I would say to not go buy the set is, it's $80. This is a $50 max set. Like, this is $50 max, okay? Like, I don't know why I decided to buy this set. Like, probably for that 9 num, because I'm collecting all the minifigures. That, like, 9 num's the main reason I bought this set, and I just really wish that I'd waited to get this set, because it's gonna go on sale. It's definitely gonna go on sale. Like, I can already tell you the set is not gonna be selling well, and it's not gonna go out of stock anytime soon. So do not worry if, like, I would personally wait for Black Friday or like Amazon Prime Day or something like that, and I would wait for a sale. Like, the most I would pay for this, like, the most you should pay for this is like 60. 50 is a good price for this, but I just think 80 was too much asking for. Now, with that being said, of course, it is still a great set, but 80 is too much. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time, and until then, Matt the Zed out.